Final race of the day will be race number 10, and we do have a horse withdrawal here of Beauty Spirit, replaced by Golden Link. Number 12, Matthew Poon, will take the ride for Ricky Yu from barrier number 5. Class 3 over the 1600, looking great. He's on the class drop. He's a two-time winner in this grade. Captain Win goes up £3 for his last start victory. That's with the claim for Jerry Chow included, but he does draw barrier number 14. Intrepid winner, second start, ran 7th behind Soulmate on debut. Helene North Star was a side shot for John and Thady Gosden prior to arriving. Soulmate carries an extra £8 for his easy last start win. Jan Ying's in good form, drawn the inside. Crossford's off the all-weather back onto the turf. And Pakistan Friend is a two-time course and distance winner off a rating of 65 and 58. He's currently almost being in the middle at the moment off a rating of 61, Tom.
Pace here with this final race, Soulmate and Super 10. Super 10 certainly is a horse that likes to lead, Paul, and he might take it up potentially.
Yeah, I think he'll cross Soulmate. Those two went forward last time, and that's how it happened. Craig Starr's drawn nice enough. I think he can go forward as well. And Golden Link, you see he comes into the race as well.
Looking great, and Captain Win doing it tougher out there as well. And on Captain Win, Paul, here he is winning last time. The win was good, but the ride was even better. Yeah,
a great ride, wasn't it? But this horse has taken not long to acclimatise here in Hong Kong. This was only his second start. He had to be patient, didn't he? Just wait for that gap, and when he did get the gap through, he finished off the race nicely. He's come up a big price at 16 to 1. I don't think he'll start anywhere near that. It was a good win from him. Let's see if he can go on with it.
Yeah, and he's had a good trial since as well, has Captain Win, and I think he's going to be a big chance in this final race at Sha Tin. There was nothing wrong with that trial, and if he just can get a decent ride from gate number 14, I think he can be right there.
He drew barrier forward for that win. We move on to Super 10 and Soulmate. This was a really strong win from him, Tom.
Certainly was. He was sort of knocking on the door prior to this as well, was Soulmate. He's a 5-year-old. He's had the 9 starts here. He was able to prevail last time out over Super 10. There was nothing wrong with the run of Super 10 either over the 1,600 metres, so he shows that he should be able to see out one of these races soon enough. Zhang Yin, he backed up his wins, Paul, with a handy enough run, and the other one was Intrepid Winner, who was just having his first start.
Yeah, I've got all these three in that are finishing in this. I think the horse that comes down the outside, he's run well again since. So, look, it was a really nice win. I thought it was a facile win. I know it's an £8 turnaround, but I think he can win again.
What do you make of Crossford, Paul? His last two have been on the all-weather over the 1650. He stretched up in trip for both of them. He now comes to the turf over the 1600 for the first time.
Look, and he hasn't had the clearest of runs on both occasions. He did perform on the Tapeta overseas. He's a pretty fit horse now coming to this. He has got barrier 12 to contend with. That was the little query. But look, he's been running well on the surface. It's just whether he can now transfer it onto the turf.
I don't think the turf should be a problem because he does have some turf from overseas, but just the wide draw this time round sort of concerned me in probably a stronger field than what he met there on the all-weather.
On the flip side of that, the good draw for Pakistan Friend. He's had a couple of runs back from a spell.
He has, and look, he was right behind the speed here. Of course, this race was won by Beauty Joy off the front here. He gets his head up, does Pakistan Friend. He certainly had a better run last time out. And he stayed on well enough. His last win sort of came off 58, so he's getting sort of close to that winning mark now, Paul.
Yeah, look, he has won 2 times over the course and distance as well, but we saw him when he really stepped up last season over the real longer trips. He did well. So I just wonder if this is just a little bit too short for him now, this trip. Look, I didn't quite get him in.
Been trialling well leading up to that race as well. Just before we get the boys' selections, Helene North Star is a newcomer, and his trainer is David Hayes.
David, Helene North Star is a newcomer for your stable this weekend. He's got some very good UK form.
Yes, he has, probably over a bit further. He's typical of the European horses. I think will just get better with racing, and I really like him when he end up out over 2,000. I'll be pleasantly surprised if he could win first time out. What I've noticed lately, most of the Europeans take a run or two.
And he hasn't been back at Sha Tin all that long. He's been up to Chung Fa. What have you made of his work on the whole? Have you been pleased with that?
He's very willing. He probably, if you had to be critical, wants to over-race a little bit. That's why I think he'll be better with a race or two under his belt, and he'll settle in better.
And ultimately, I guess, given his profile, there are some perhaps lofty long-term aims. Would that be fair?
Yeah, we don't want to say it, but he was bought with the Derby in mind if he clicks and settles in. And that's why he's running now, to give him a chance to get ready for it if he can measure up quickly.
And just this morning, obviously, we're here at Happy Valley. We've just seen fantastic Treasure Trial. You were happy enough with him? He seemed to hit the line well.
Yeah, he did. The whole exercise, he had the earmuffs on. He won't race in the earmuffs, just to get him to relax. I thought he was a bit revvy last start and brought him unstuck. And especially going out over distance, we're just teaching him good racing habits, and I thought it was really good. What I wanted to see was that first 400 the way he was, and it really it worked, which was great.
David Hayes there, Helene North Star. He's won up to 1.5 miles prior to arriving. Good field to finish the day, Paul. Who's going to win it?
I thought Soulmate just won with a little bit in hand last time, and I think he can go on and win again. Start before was a really good run from him as well, so he is consistent now. Super 10 in there for second. Captain Win, I don't think that was a fluke, that win. I think he can go on with it, and Zhang Yan in there for fourth. 7, 4, 2 and 8.
Same 4 numbers for the last race, but I'm going with number 2, Captain Win. Just has to overcome an awkward barrier draw if he can do. I think he looks relatively progressive. Super 10's in, Zhang Yin, and also with Soulmate after his last start victory. 2, 4, 8 and 7.
Same 4 numbers for both the boys, the 2, the 4, the 7 and 8, but both in different orders. In race number 10.